Hey, good morning and welcome to Friday. Yeah, thank God it's here. Put a couple fingers of Jack in the coffee. Leave the drive into us. I'm Joe Jaquin, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group, and our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com. And we've had Brittany, our newest employee here at Patriot. She has survived week one. So that's a great sign. You guys have all been wonderful to her. She's here all by herself today. So as you guys are calling in, placing your orders, just guide her along. Tell her how to do it. This is, we're one of the few places, especially when it comes to a gold company, where people are our audience, our customers. Once they start ordering, they seemingly never stop. And a lot of people have been ordering from us for 20 plus years. So just help her along. Tell her what to do. She'll do it for you. She's doing a wonderful job. We're happy to have her because we needed it. I mean, there was times that, I start thinking about this year where we could have committed suicide by jumping off all the orders that were sitting in the back. So she's been a welcome addition to the team, and I want to thank everybody for being so kind to her. So just today, a little extra patience today. She's all by herself. Next week, though, the girls are promising me. They're promising me next week that we're going to be at full staff. We'll have at least two, if not all three of the girls here all the time. We are going to extend our hours. We'll now be open till 5 p.m. Arizona time. A lot of the times we're because of post office and remember the banks were closed at 4 o'clock, so we had to leave early. We'll now be open every day, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. here in the Arizona office. 800-951-0592. And why not, right? It's been a crazy week, and it's a crazy ending to the week. Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary, we did so many different programs to help alleviate the COVID. One of the things was the Treasury was loaning money to the Federal Reserve, where the Federal Reserve could borrow it 10 times. So as an example, the Treasury lent them $500 billion. The Federal Reserve could buy $5 trillion worth of debt. And they had all these different programs, this program, that program. Well, one of the programs that they had was for the corporate, in other words, Wall Street bond market. Because as you remember, when we started shutting down the economy, the bond market froze up. Nobody wanted to lend anybody any money. And as I've educated all of you, the amount of zombie companies that plague the S&P 500, it's incredible. So a lot of these companies stay in business. Believe it or not, it's like a business plan. We just borrow more money. We don't actually make enough to pay our bills, but they keep allowing us to to borrow more. Well, this program didn't really get used. Just the fact that it was there gave enough confidence that the banks would allow these companies to borrow. And so this particular program had $500 billion in it. They've only used $50 billion. Now, the program by law was set to end at the end of December. The Treasury Secretary last night made the announcement, hey, we're going to pull it back. And what he wants is Congress, instead of just putting the money back, right? Because let's face it, no good government official would actually say, hey, I got a novel idea. We didn't use the money. Let's just put it back. Right? So let's just put it so the taxpayer doesn't have to pay for it. How about that? No. Nope. The Treasury Secretary wants Congress to reappropriate the money. Hey, let's spend it somewhere else. And, of course, now the central bank, they're all freaked out. Oh, no, oh, the horror of it. You can't pull that back. That's dangerous. And I don't know. I don't get it. Just put the money back. Could you imagine? What a crazy thought. I don't know. Maybe we could run a budget surplus for a month. Right? Right? How about that? No, that's crazy talk. And it is. But it does show you that the first at least $450 billion of any new stimulus, we wouldn't have to borrow if we reappropriate this money. And it wasn't being used. Now, the fear is, hey, without the threat of that being there, the corporate bond market's going to lock up again. And, of course, I mean, you could always reinstitute it, right? I mean, it's not that hard. But again, I don't know. That's been moving the market. Gold's up today. Silver's up today. The Dow's down today because they're all worried about it. And this is the part that really made they didn't use it. Now, is it because you put it there, they didn't use it, that as soon as you take it away, it's going to cause a problem? Maybe. But, of course, let's face it. Should you really be loaning any money to those companies that have a problem to begin with? You know, especially if everything's going to close back down. When we return, the CDC weighs in on Thanksgiving. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. You know, we're talking here on this Friday about the Treasury Secretary, this program. We got Thanksgiving coming up. By the way, next week, it's going to be a short week. We'll be open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Patriot will be closed Thursday and Friday. KXXT will be closed Thursday and Friday. 1360, right? The Roar of the Rockies will be closed Thursday and Friday. Obviously, the shopping cart is open 24/7. So you guys can always order online at allamericangold.com, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, holidays included. Then we'll be back to the office on Monday. So if you want to get your orders in, we're here till Wednesday. The Silver Eagle books. A lot of you guys, I know last year we sold out of our books. This is an album, and we do this every year. We try to do it every year. Jason collects Silver Eagle rolls as customers sell. Right, and he'll be like, oh, okay, here's an 86, and here's a 92, and here's an 04. And it takes us literally about a year to get every single year. And Jason just gave me the thumbs up. Believe it or not, one of the hardest things to do this year was actually getting the book. The book you get, it's a beautiful book. Really, really nice. You know, it's got a nice, like leather cover, really nice inside. Really, you know, around Christmas time, if you're thinking about, hey, what kind of gift can I get my significant other? And if they're a big gold and silver fan, these things are really nice. And inside of it, you get a Silver Eagle every year that silver's been minted. So this is the 35th year. So 1986 all the way to 2000. There's room in the book for one more year, the 2021. Now, they're supposed to sell pages, but Jason thinks that after 2021, they're going to come up with volume 2. We'll wait and see. We'll tackle that when we get to it. But this would be so you'll have every year, 1986 through 2020, There is room for one more year, the 2021, before the book will be completely full. We only have 20 books because collecting a roll, Silver Eagles, they come in rolls of 20. We believe it or not, we were looking for I think the 1 year that took us the longest to get was the year that the Mint produced the most Silver Eagles ever. I think, which was I think it was 2017. I may be off on that, but it was like 50 million ounces. So go figure, we couldn't find that year, but we finally got them. So I'm just going to mention them. They're $1,295 this year. I think last year you had one less coin, and silver was a lot lower. I think silver was probably about $10 lower last year. So $1,295. I was out on Amazon and eBay earlier today. That's the lowest price out there. Most of them are around $1,400, $1,500. So the books are $1,295. We'll have them available in early December. So you'll get it well ahead. If you want to use it as a Christmas present, you'll have it well before Christmas. Last year, we cut it really close, really close. So this year, we're a little more ahead of it. So we will have the books available, first week of December. We'll have them available for you to pick up. You can pick them up at the Phoenix office, you can pick them up at the Colorado office, or we'll have them available to be shipped to you and have it arrive in plenty of time for the holidays. The Silver Eagle book, I'm going to tell you, Eric actually bought one of them last year. I'm going to buy one of them this year because I was really impressed. Because you don't really know, how's that book going to look? It's really nice. Seriously, I mean that. It's a really nice book. They're $1,295. Again, we only have 20 because we just don't have it, full sets, of the years. And like I said, it takes Jason almost all year to get them all. So if you want to put one away, $1,295 today at 800-951-0592. This will not be available on the website. This is a have to call sort of a thing. The CDC yesterday, I don't know if you saw it. They're urging what they're saying, the surging out of control coronavirus. They're urging Americans not to travel for Thanksgiving and not to spend the holiday with people from outside their household. Really? Again, I understand, right? We've run the fear-o-meter on this thing. And yes, people die. It's true. But this is what we want to do. Don't have grandma and grandpa come over. Don't have your grandkids come over. Your aunt, your uncle, maybe your best friend. Because Arizona is kind of a transient state. Everybody's from somewhere else. So a lot of times, friends become family. And you're sitting there and you're saying, what? It's Thanksgiving? I mean, at a certain point, and I know maybe one of these vaccines and maybe by next Thanksgiving, but now the CDC is saying not only not travel, only have Thanksgiving with whoever lives in your house. So how about all of us that got kids that are in college? They're not supposed to come home for Thanksgiving, right? And I just, again, the economic impact of it is one thing, but the mental impact of it is another. But yeah, that was issued out yesterday. The warning from the Center of Disease Control and Prevention saying only spend Thanksgiving with those that live within your household. And I'm actually seeing it. There was an article here in Arizona talking about how everyone's buying the small turkeys. Right? So none of the big turkeys are being sold at the supermarket. So I guess we're going to have a lot of people do that. But it really is interesting when you think about the economic impact of this. I mean, the airlines were already struggling. A matter of fact, Southwest, another announcement. Southwest, which I think they're probably the best run. As far as financially and all of those things, they're the best run airline. And there more furloughs announced today from them. They've forced everyone to take pay cuts, and this isn't going to stop right now. Now, what are they, cancel Christmas is next, right? You go through New Year's, right? I know, like the Macy's parade, no crowds. They say they're still going to do the parade, but no crowds. They're talking about, I can't even tell you how many states now. No one can go out after 10 o'clock. California, that's the new, and no, you have to be an essential worker to be out in the streets of California between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. And I mean, in these arbitrary rules, I mean, what's the one time there's nobody out there? Right? 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, there's nobody out there. Wouldn't that be the best time to be out there? I'm just saying, right? Nope. Apparently, coronavirus only works from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. And then after that, it's okay. I mean, these rules just don't make any sense. I wonder if we're going to go back to the aisles at the supermarket. Oh, you only can go down this aisle and up this aisle. We had a customer in here picking up some product, and he was from Casa Grande. And he says, and Casa Grande, for those of you that don't know, it's halfway between Phoenix and Tucson. And it's a growing part of the valley here out. Casa Grande used to be a pretty small town. Now it's a growing place. And he said, yeah, nobody really, everyone, people are wearing the mask, but if you don't wear one, nobody really cares. Right? They don't get on you. He said, I was up here, and he goes, I just forgot, and I ran into the store real quick, and people started yelling at me about not having my mask on, and I'm like, yeah, that's how it is, and I think that's how it is in all these big cities. And I'm looking at these outbreaks, and I'm thinking, everybody's wearing their mask. Right? And it's still happening. And of course, they're saying, oh, well, it's because you're having a party at your house. That's what's doing it. See, it's not that these people are going to work or the grocery store. No, that's not it. What it is, you know what? You're out past 10 o'clock. That's number one. Oh, and number two, you're having people come to your house that aren't part of your household. They did a study in England. And you know what they found now they do a little better job of contact tracing. And we don't have really good contact tracing here in the United States because, let's face it, we like to be free here. Freedom is important. But you know what the study in England showed? The number one place that people get coronavirus. The supermarket. It's the number one place, according to the study. And, of course, that's the one thing that doesn't close, right? Well, of course, you can't close the supermarkets. And I don't know, we've been having to wear a mask in our supermarkets here because whether or not the governor has a law, doesn't have a law is irrelevant. All the major supermarket chains, that's the rule. They won't even let you inside. And yet that's the number one place where everyone catches it. So I don't know. I just think it's incredibly harsh, and the CDC out there today saying don't have anybody come over to your house for Thanksgiving. And at some point, I don't know, this whole thing's got to end, right? This whole thing's just got to end. Life's got to go on, but it's going to be devastating. They're shutting everything down again. Now they're saying, listen, holiday travel is going to be next to nothing. So the airlines, right, they're going to need a lot more money. Steve Mnuchin today, just listen, he tried to help out, right? They're saying, oh, he stabbed the Federal Reserve in the back. Dude, he has $450 billion that's not being used. How about this? I'm going to take it back, and then Congress, why don't you reappropriate it somewhere? I got a pretty good idea of where it's going to go. And it's not, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be to the small business owner. Maybe too late for the small business owners, though. The ones that have already been struggling, that haven't stayed out. And I've read story after story after story. They've spent everything. They spent their life savings to stay open. And now all of a sudden they're getting ready to shut them down again. I don't know how it's all going to work. Patriot Radio News Hour. I know. We'll talk about something fun when we get back.
Words like no
800-951-0592. I didn't even know. You know the NBA had a draft. I didn't even see it. Yeah, they had a draft a couple of days ago. One of my son's friends actually got drafted. I wasn't even paying attention. He got drafted in the second round. So I guess that was pretty cool. I didn't even realize it was happening. Last night, the Cardinals lost to the Seahawks. I didn't really see much of that either. They're saying that the ratings are the worst they've seen, and they're getting worse. Like every week, less and less people tuning in. And it just doesn't have the same feel. You know, obviously, the whole racism thing, which I think is so overdone, has turned off a lot of us. It's so over. It's ridiculous. The promoting and the rewarding of thuggery makes no sense. And I think that's got a lot of people turned away. But then without the crowds, I don't know, it changes. You know, they pipe in the fake noise. Probably because I'm sure there's some pretty salty language that you'd want to see, but the fake noise is really annoying and makes it even harder to even watch. But I was scanning through the internet and you see all these draft stories. I didn't even know it happened. So yeah, apparently the NBA is going to start right at Christmas. You know, they always used to have the big basketball games on Christmas. I wonder how the football games are going to go at Thanksgiving. If everybody has to stay at home, would more people watch it? I don't think so. It's hard. It's weird. It really is. I mean, obviously, both of my kids are athletic. They both are going to play. You know, one's already playing football in college. The other one's going to be playing football in college, and not pay attention to it. And I just think about, and again, I just think about economically what the impacts are, you know, and especially like Arizona. I mean, think about, you know, we had like we have the Phoenix Open golf tournament. Is that going to get canceled? I mean, that's a tournament like on Saturday. There's like 500,000 people there. I mean, it's absolutely not. No one's there for the golf, right? Maybe the most people ever at golf tournaments, right? Phoenix Opens, we have the records. We own the records. More people go to that golf tournament than any golf tournament in the world. And yet nobody's there to actually watch the golf. It may be the least watched. And I think about, they had the Masters last weekend with no fans. And I'm just like, what? It almost cheapens it a little bit, right? You don't have the pressure, right? The fans aren't out there. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe, some people do better, right? They get amped up. The crowd gets them fired up. Other guys, it goes the other way, right? They start missing shots or whatever it may be, but it's just weird. I'm just thinking, is that going to be how about Barrett Jackson? We're going to have that? The NCAA, the Super Bowl. I mean, these were huge events. I think about like all the hotels would be packed. Like when we host, because we get the Super Bowl here, like, I don't know, every 6-7 years. And it's crazy. Right? And you think about all the restaurants and all the hotels and the airlines, and there's none of that. Now the NBA, they're getting ready to play. They wanted the TV revenue. And I'm looking at them thinking, man, the TV company's got to be hating life right now because they paid all this money and now no one's watching. I will say this because my brother's in TV. The election did help a lot of the TV stations. The elections did. But now that that's over, it's going to be few and far between again, especially if we're talking massive shutdowns. I know Colorado, right, the governor there getting ready to shut down more businesses. Our Governor Ducey was out yesterday. Didn't really say much yesterday. Right? Cases here in Arizona now, like yesterday, we had 4,200 cases, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. Tonight's the final regular season football game for my son's high school, and it's just sad. We had senior night last Friday. We didn't have a game because we were on COVID. And nobody was there. The parents want to try to do something, and you had the cheerleaders and the football players and the seniors, walked out onto the field, but there's nobody there. It's just weird. It's been a weird year. I don't like it. And the problem is I don't know that 2021's it may be weirder. It's going to be a while, all these vaccines. And again, it's all new. Who's going to take it, not take it? How many doses can we actually get? Pfizer made their emergency appeal. If it gets accepted right away, which I think it will through the FDA, I think the first vaccines from Pfizer can be starting in December. But it's only like 25,000 people. And I'm assuming not all of it's going to come here because Pfizer was in with, I want to say BioNTech was the company. They're a German company. And Pfizer wanted everybody to know, their CEO is such a jerk, wanted everyone to know. Remember, he's the guy that sold all of his stock after they made the announcement. Oh, no, we didn't use warp speed. Come to find out, he's right. Technically, Pfizer didn't. The company that helped them make the vaccine, they did. Right? They got over $500 million from the German government because all these governments are doing some version of warp speed. So now I'm like, well, wait a minute. The Germans are probably saying, hey, wait, we're the ones that paid for it. We should get top billing. So again, things aren't always as they seem. Where the other company that just came out, they absolutely readily admitted, oh, yeah, without warp speed, we couldn't have even done it. And they're a small little company out of Massachusetts. They will not have a vaccine available until the beginning of 2021. But it's just very interesting, right? It's very, very interesting how all of this is going to play out. I think it's going to go a lot slower than people think. Cushing, Oklahoma, I just saw flashing across the screen here. Oil inventories again. Now, Cushing, Oklahoma, filling up again, right? Are we going to see? Remember that day we saw oil was like negative $30? I don't know. Well, I don't know what I'm talking about today. It's Friday. More Jack. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back. 800-951-0592. The Silver Eagle books. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. They're going quick. So if you want your Silver Eagle book, and these are telling you they're freaking awesome. I mean, they really are. I was blown away when we did this last year for the very first time. Great Christmas present. You know, if you're looking for that big gift, this is the Silver Eagle book. The book is it's a really nice book, sturdy, heavy duty. You get every Silver Eagle, one for every single year. So like the 96 is in there, all the all the Silver Eagles in the 90s. Obviously the first one, 1986, all the way through 2020. The book has room for a 2021. So if you buy next year when the 2021 Silver Eagles come out, you buy a roll, you take one, put it in there, and the book will be full. But this is a great Christmas present. And of course, with us, you know how we like to do. We price ourselves really well. So I was out there this morning. I was out on eBay. I was out on Amazon. And what are people selling them for? So we're at $1,295 for the book. They will be available the first week of December. So this year we're a little more on top. Last year we cut it really close. This year we wanted to get out ahead of it, and already they're selling quickly. So we only have 20 because we don't have any more. You know, it takes Jason. Jason's got, I don't know how he does it. He's got his little system over there. And then when he's got it down to like 7 or 8 years, he'll call me and say, okay, hey, Joe, here's the years I need. And then I start looking and opening them up. What year? Oh, wait, and eventually we get it done. We just got, and actually it won't, the last year that we need is going to be in Colorado on Monday. But we'll put the books together. Jason will have all the coins in there for you. The books will be available in the Colorado office. They'll be available in my office here in Phoenix if you want to pick them up, or available to be shipped to you the first week of December. So we shouldn't have any issues. You should get there plenty of time for Christmas this year. This year the books are $1,295. And like I said, that includes every Silver Eagle from 1986 through this year, so through 2020 at 800-951-0592. That's the toll-free number to put them away. On the gold side today, really didn't, you know what? It's weird. It's not a lot out there again all of a sudden. And I don't know why. You think about, I mean, I know gold fell, that one day fell, that $100 that one day. And it seems like everyone just bought everything up. I don't have a lot of great items today. So we're not going to really run anything because there's nothing, go to our website. All of our prices are out there. Just wasn't a lot. And I've been noticing especially the last few days, fewer and fewer specials. When we call around to all of our wholesalers, they're like, I don't have this or that. And what they're offering really aren't that great. So if you're looking for gold, give us a call, 800-951-0592. JP Morgan, man. See, I hate being right. They're agreeing with me. They're saying they're the first major bank to now say first quarter GDP growth is going to be negative. They say the spreading of the virus and the associated restrictions, they're now saying they are expecting a first quarter contraction. So that's not good news. They say the winter will be grim. The economy will contract again in Q1. So they're not saying Q4. And again, you know what? They do so much seasonal crap. I wonder if that's all going to change, if we're all forced to stay home, right? Nobody travel. I don't know that how Thanksgiving and Christmas are going to be very good this year, but according to JP Morgan, they're saying the first contraction will be in the first quarter, and that they're now saying that GDP growth for the fourth quarter. They've lowered that to 2.8% fourth quarter growth. And so, again, I don't know how, but okay. If no one's allowed to travel, I mean, Cushing, Oklahoma, now saying that they're back to the highs of the year as far as crude oil inventories. The refiners are saying, hey, listen, there's just not that much demand. So a lot of the crude isn't being converted into gasoline and diesel and all that stuff. Not thinking about it. Like Thanksgiving, they're saying, hey, travel's going to be down 50%. Right? So you're like, well, wait a minute. No one's going in the car and driving and getting on the airplane and flying, right? Oh, no, they're going to make less. I hope we don't see. I don't want to see another negative, and I don't think so. I don't think that'll happen this time. I think they'll do something to prevent it. I don't know what, but it looks like crude oil inventories are starting to be of concern. We'll see. I think it gets worse because I think these guys. I think they're content on shutting it all down. Steve Mnuchin has had to come back out. Remember, I said at the beginning of the show. We had a program that they thought they were going to need for Wall Street, that nobody was going to lend to the big companies outside of, they'll lend to Apple and Alphabet, Microsoft, but all the zombies. So they set aside $500 billion that the Fed could use to buy $5 trillion worth of corporate bonds. They didn't use it. Now everyone's freaking out because Mnuchin took it back. We'll talk about that one last time. Patriot Radio News Hour, final segment of the week. Oh, Brittany's out there. She's doing a great job out there. She's doing all she can. There's only one more line open. I lost a bet to Jason. I said to Jason, we're selling the Silver Eagle books. And I'm like, no one's going to buy them today. But I want to get them out there, let them know, get them thinking about it, And he said to me, he goes, we won't have any left by Monday morning. That's what he said. And I'm like, nah, it'll be fine. It looks like he's going to be right. So the Silver Eagle books. We try to do this now. It's kind of a new tradition for us, but every year around this time, because it's such a great Christmas present. If you're looking for it, because a lot of us are hard. We're hard to shop for. Us people that prepare. Right? What do you get? What do you get the guy that hey, I've got my guns, I've got my ammo, and I've got my dry foods. I've got my gold and my silver, right? And that's I've got what I need. And, sometimes we can be a little hard to shop for. So this is a great gift. The book is just really impressed with how nice it was. And then you get all the years the Silver Eagle was minted, so 1986 through 2020. There is room for the 2021. There's room for that, but once the book will be totally full at that point. They're $1,295, and I think we've already sold almost half of them already. So we only had 20 because it's hard to collect all the dates, all the years it takes. Jason, he's already started on next year. Just so you know, he's like, I've already got eight years for next year already. So he's already trying to get the book ready for next year. This year they're $1,295, and as I said, I was out on eBay and Amazon trying to see what they were selling them for. And as we gear up towards Christmas, I'm sure that these people that have books are probably going to charge even more the closer to Christmas it is. But we made sure we're right there. Price well below most of the people out there at $1,295 for the book at 800-951-0592. And as I was saying before, Mnuchin, so we have this $450 billion because they didn't really use it. Because once the banks were like, oh, it's there, they felt comfortable to lend again, and then they didn't need it. Now, May they need it again because of the nuke shutdown? Maybe. I don't know. But they can always, reuse it. Just say, okay, we're going to do it again. But what Mnuchin wants to do is like, hey, listen, this money isn't being used. Why don't we do it? Why don't we put it somewhere else? Of course, I'm just thinking to myself, why don't we just put it back? I mean, I don't know. Let's run a budget surplus, right, for 1 month, right? Why not? They may not even be enough. That's the sad part. I don't know if I think we could. I think we'd have a budget surplus if we put the $450 billion back. But he's saying, listen, it was set when they gave the money, when they made it available, whatever wasn't used by the end of December was supposed to be returned anyway. So I don't know. The markets don't like it. Gold and silver do. 800-951-0592. God bless everybody. Have a great weekend. We got the short week and Thanksgiving coming up next week. Take care.